Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I got something a little bit different. About a week ago, I was taking some pictures in Battlefield 3 without my HUD on for a completely unrelated project, and while I was doing that, I was really enjoying the scenery and the graphics of Battlefield 3 without the clutter of my UI and only just being able to see my gun, and I decided to actually try this out, not having my UI on, but playing on a normal server, and that's what you guys are seeing here on this Strike at Karkin match. And every once in a while, I like to switch things up in Battlefield 3, and recently, for me, Battlefield 3 has become a little bit stale. I do realize that the Armor Kill DLC has been out for about a week now, which, I can't complain about. It's been a lot of fun, but honestly, I have noticed that the Armored Kills maps or servers that are running Armored Kill have kind of dwindled down to a very select few, so I have a feeling that I am not the only one that's getting a little bored of Battlefield 3, so like I said, every once in a while, I do like to freshen things up, and I thought that this was a perfect way to go about it. And so for today's video, I'm basically going to talk about not playing with your UI and kind of how I went about it and the overall experience. So if you're not aware, it's actually quite easy to turn off your UI and HUD in Battlefield 3, and I was kind of surprised by this. I was expecting it to be a little bit more invasive. I thought I was going to have to go into my settings or go into my files and switch something around, but that's actually not the case. It's just a quick command that you can do in-game. I cannot remember it off the top of my head, so when I do figure it out, I'll let you guys know down below in the description. So if you want to try it out, you can. So when you do turn it off, it is going to turn off everything. So you're not going to be able to see your UI, you're not going to be able to see your ammo count, your squad mates, and more importantly, you don't see anyone spotted or when you take out a target. And those last two were probably the thing that I had to get used to the most. I mean, when you're playing in Battlefield 3 and you go for a long-range engagement, it's kind of difficult to identify when they fall, and really the only way that I normally know when they die is because it pops up the score for me. It shows at the bottom of my screen, Matimio killed such and such, and I know that they are dead, and I'm not going to waste any more bullets on them. But when you don't have your UI on, it doesn't indicate that to you. So there were some situations, and something I had to get used to was I just had to trust that they were dead and they didn't just go prone and were about to flank me. And that was something that was kind of nerve-wracking. I went around the map when I would, try to take out a long-range engagement. I would be like, all right, well, I think I killed him, but I'm going to be a little bit more cautious when I run towards, his direction, and just to make sure he isn't going to pop around the corner and take me out. And that, like I said, it's a little nerve-wracking when you have no idea when the target actually fell or if they did at all. I really didn't have too much of a problem for close to medium ranged engagements. I could see when they fell, I could see their death animation, and not only that, I've been playing this game for way too long. I've been playing this for like the past year. I know how the guns perform. I'm using one of the best weapons in the game. Hopefully you guys won't rip on me too hard. I felt like I kind of deserved a very reliable weapon since I don't have a UI. But I understand how the guns perform, and I know when a target is going to die in those situations. So like I said, I really didn't have too much of a problem getting acclimated for close to mid-range engagements, but like I said, for long-range combat, it was kind of tricky to know when the target was going to die. Another thing I definitely had to get used to was not relying on my UI. I mean, when I play Battlefield 3, and I'm sure you guys are the same, is that I am always looking down to that thing. Every time an enemy shoots or fires a shot, I'm looking down. Every time my ally screams enemy spotted, I'm always looking down to assess where my next enemy or victim is going to be, so hopefully I can flank them and take them out. And really, I honestly feel like the minimap is one of the most important things or most important tools at your disposal in the game, and to not have that at your disposal kinda sucks. So one way I kinda got around that was to rely heavily not only on the visuals in front of you, because that's really all you have, but to rely more importantly on the audio cues that DICE has given you. One thing I actually continued to do and found to be really useful while playing was to keep on spotting while I played. Even though I wasn't able to see the red triangle over everyone's head and I wasn't able to see everyone on the minimap, my soldier would still give me an audio cue when I did spot someone. So he would yell out anti-tank personnel, or he would say, enemy sniper spotted, and when that did happen, it would give me, an idea of the general direction of where the enemy is, so either I could take cover and hopefully not die by the enemy fire, or I could try to figure out exactly where they were after I spotted them. And in most circumstances, that saved me a lot more often than just trying to rely on my visuals. You know, if I just kind of ran forward without my speakers on, I would probably die a lot more than I did if I, you know, kept my headphones on. And, you know, you wouldn't think that the audios in Battlefield 3 would be that important, but if you cannot rely on your minimap or your HUD or really anything except for, you know, the visuals and audios, it's actually surprising how important and how useful they are. But really, the main thing I got out of this experience was just how amazing the audio is in this game. I mean, if you just sit down and listen to things going on around you, you'll be surprised about how much information you can gather just from the audio cues. So I really have to give a tip of my hat off to the developers who worked on, you know, the audio in this game. It really is phenomenal, and it elevates this game to that much higher of a level. So overall, I had a lot of fun not using my UI in this game. It did take some getting used to, but after I got acclimated to not relying on my UI as much, I really got the hang of it and I really started to do some work on the enemy team. So if you haven't tried this out already, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I will leave a link to the command down below in the description. But if you guys would like me to do more of these types of videos where I don't use the UI, I think it looks amazing. You know, the visuals in this game are fantastic, and it's a challenge. It's a lot of fun to do, and if you guys would like me to make more videos along this same line, let me know in the comment section below, because I will do it. But if you guys think this is stupid, you guys have no idea what's going on because you can't see when targets are dying, that's completely understandable. But that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, or just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.